Fine.
All right. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah. Okay. So, thank you. So, what is the Economy Business Network? This platform is geared towards, uniting circular economy business entrepreneurs towards a sustainable future for Lagos, towards improving on the economic opportunities that exist in Lagos State, towards fighting climate change, while simultaneously improving the social economic value that is attached to our dear Lagos State. Our objectives are simple. We would help you grow your business by facilitating information exchange and collaborations on this platform. We expect that members of the platform are able to collaborate on projects. We expect that members on the platform are able to share information that would, one way or the other, nourish each other's business towards the shared objective of improving the circular economy ecosystem in Lagos State. We want to help you enhance the visibility and credibility of your business, potentially attracting customers and investors. Because trust me, I know that that is one of the major issues that anybody would be facing right now, owing to the fact that the ecosystem is evolving, it's new, it's dynamic. So many people or many business owners, even from the survey we conducted, may have this issue. We are looking at capacity building. We are looking at training, which is one of the things we are doing in this platform. The special advisor to the governor, the Lagos State government, through our office, have in their magnanimity, organized this to ensure that the circular economy ecosystem is established and can be referred to as an industry, as a proper industry. We are looking at facilitating access to funding, grant incentives, market expansion through this network. Trust me, this is our humble beginning, but with the plans that the SE, my principal, and every other member of the advisory board, you need to understand, you need to know that we have put so much work in developing a very strategic advisory board for this platform that comprises of professionals and industry leaders in their various capacities, just for one purpose, to ensure that everybody here and those to join and those who may have not joined but are looking at joining would be able to scale their business at the end of the day. This is the SE's committee, and this is coming from our office without a charge from anybody. Also, we are looking at branding. We are going to help you position your business such that sustainability conscious individuals and organizations would definitely and have a reason to patronize you. It's all about business, business, business. This network is all about you. And that's the objectives, or those are the objectives. Now, our flow, the network's flow, what we are doing and where we aim to get to. Firstly, we've conducted the needs assessment. For those who use the link, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. The needs assessment has been able to help us understand and develop, programs, trainings that are skewed towards your individual and unique needs. That has been conducted, but it is continuous as we expect that the platform continues to expand as more people join, or those who are there already, I mean, those who are in the space already, as they decide to keep on joining the platform, the assessment will continue so that we can better prepare and serve you well. And the next is the induction, which we are doing today. And I'm so glad to have a whole lot of every one of us here, including the essay to the governor on economic planning. Mr. Lekon Balogun is my hero, someone I look up to, and every other member of every other prospective member of the EBL, like we say it during the service day, you are still a prospective member until the induction is over. Yeah. So after that is structured training. So the survey, like I said, have helped us to develop modules that is tailored towards your individual needs that would help us to help you. And we have partnered with industry leaders. When I tell you industry leaders, you don't want to know, or you would want to know, the amount of industry leaders, experts in their various fields that we've partnered with just for the purpose of this induction event. And it is for one sole purpose or one end goal, ultimately to ensure that your businesses scale. And the next thing after the structured training, which we have, scheduled from May to August, is the feedback and evaluation, which would happen occasionally. We urge you, we implore you to always, give your feedbacks as soon as we drop those links to your feedback, because it's going to help us to help you scale your businesses. And then the last thing is the formation of association and cooperative. We believe and we know, based on proven studies, evidences, that the cooperative would be best shot towards assessing, larger finance, investment, business to business collaboration, and which is the end goal for this network. That's to show you the lively interest and enthusiasm that the special advisor to the governor and my principal, Mrs. Titilayo Oshodi, has, the vested interest she has towards this platform, towards this network. Like Mr. Likom said rightly, she sleeps, dreams, and eats circular economy, as she believes that it is one of the ways out, or one of the very important ways out from poverty, one of the ways towards poverty alleviation and creation of wealth and economic opportunities. Okay, so what's our focus? We have done the survey. We've helped you, or should I say, your prompt response and eagerness has helped us to help you one way. So geographical distribution of circular businesses, during the occasional surveys that we get to see your satisfaction, we are going to, expect that things improve in all of these areas. That's why we call it our focus areas. And for those who are who are new into the circular economy ecosystem, you can see that from our survey of about 300 people, Ikeja here has the highest percentage, of circular businesses, which is followed by Lagos Island. So for those who are new to the ecosystem, you may want to start something from there. You may want to start your business from there. One of our analysis, or one of the results of our analysis, is that for the businesses to be highly concentrated in these areas, it means that the ecosystem supports the growth of circular businesses. And for those who have been in the system before, you may want to diversify. You may want to go into other locations where they've not started. You may want to be the colonizer, of those places. And for those who have just started, you may want to look at these places. Because the numbers, the figures don't lie. So that's on the geographical distribution. On what to start with, as you can see, plastic recycling here takes or drops up the highest amount of percentage. That's 20.3%, notwithstanding the volume of noise that exists in the data. Plastic recycling is one thing you may want to start doing. And from data we have, plastic recycling is one of the aspects to look at in terms of the value that it holds, the value within that space of circular business, plastic recycling. And the data here to corroborate that claims. We also have kegs, PET bottles, tire paints, taking 19.9%. And you would want to agree with me that again falls under plastic recycling. So for those who are looking just to start for the first time, capital may be an issue. What can I do? Maybe an issue. Here is where to start. And for those who have done something, started before, you may want to diversify, like I've said again. You can see we have a whole lot of, this is just a summary. We have a very long list of what is possible in the circular economy space. This one's just happened to be the ones, on top of the list, one way or the other, with plastic and fashion, beauty, and the kegs topping the list. So that's where you may want to start for those who are just joining. And for those, like I said, for those who have joined before, you may want to be the Dangote of that space. With a new space, you may want to diversify. And we are so interested in that. We want to see each of these sectors developing. That helps us to say we have a strong circular economy business network in Lagos. And that helps us to reduce the over-dependency on one pipeline. in the value chain. So the major challenges growing. So from what we're able to pull together, I can see that everybody here has most people mentioned lack of finance or clicked lack of finance as one of the issues, which is expected for a space with little to no infrastructure, and that is what this office is positioned for. And that is why we are taking this survey, and that is why we are doing these trainings. You want to believe us sincerely that the SA in the magnanimity has partnered with very important and highly respected brands of individuals in various spaces, to bring this to life. So trust us when we say lack of finance may just be maybe one of those things you remember in the future as your problem, but it's no longer your problem in the future. Slide would be available. So you want to see our partners. We have partners. We have iCloud. We have GIZ. These are very big people in the space of business, in the space of access to finance and expansion strategy, in the face of sustainable circular businesses, in the face of value chain sustainability. These people that we've partnered with, if you don't know FIBRA, Food and Beverages Recycling Alliance, if PACAM, because we look at it, innovation and technology integration. Those are the things that we've gotten from the survey that's going to help you scale your business. Partner with WEMA, with LSCTF, with the NCR. And so you can expect to have these beautiful trainings all by the magnanimity of my own principal, the special advisor to the governors on climate change and circular economy, Mrs. Titilayo Oshodi. My principal, thank you so much again once again. I'm thanking you on behalf of these circular businesses because they are about to have a very big turnaround in their business. I strongly believe that with this network of partners, spectrum of partners, I strongly believe that, and I hope they are seeing possibilities that is embedded in this platform, in this network, and the strategies likewise. So what do we expect from you? Yes, this has come to you, like I'm saying again, from the SA. And what do we expect from you? What do we want you to do? We expect you to stay engaged on the network platform to receive timely updates. That is the only way we can together jointly achieve the improvement of the circular economy system that we all want. If you stay engaged on the network, if you reach out to us, if you give us your feedbacks, it's a direction for us to know where to start from, where to go to, where to improve on, resource allocation. All of those things, they are dependent on you. Like I said, this platform is all about you. We also expect you to commit to completing the training sessions provided by our industry partners. So these sessions are things you may have gone to pay heavily for outside. We are bringing it to you at no charge. Once again, via the Lagos State government and the magnanimity of our own beautiful and distinguished essay. So we expect you to stay committed. For those of you who have ever used Coursera or Udemy, you know how much in dollars you pay for this kind of training sessions, So we are bringing it to you. We expect you to stay committed because we have to measure impact, growth at the end of all of these trainings. We encourage you to invite other MSMEs and circular businesses to join the network. Let them also take the survey. They are not necessarily people who are established. Anybody at all doing anything towards reducing carbon footprint and simultaneously creating economic opportunity from it, those are the people that are encouraged to be here. Those also looking to start it, who do not have an idea, we encourage them to also be here because, we are looking at a full-scale diversification into circular economy business. We also expect you to share any relevant updates you come across, including funding opportunities, investment prospects, to support the growth of others. We expect that from you. We develop courses, trainings, we advocate for policy. As we do all of those things, those are the few responsibilities that rest upon your own shoulders as business owners and pioneer members. We also expect that you feel free to share your honest feedbacks. Honesty here is key because it helps us to know where we are going. It helps us to help you. It helps us to serve you better. So honesty is key. The way you see it, you do not need to, miss your words. Tell us the way you see it. Tell us straightforward. Ask your questions. Reach out to the admins on the platform. We are going to be there to answer and to respond to all your queries. And there's one more thing we expect from you that we did not put on this slide. There's one more thing. The SC earnestly expects, the special advisor earnestly hopes that this happens, and that is that you scale at the end of the day. The SC expects that you scale at the end of the day. It is one of our biggest prayers and biggest ambition that the circular economy ecosystem in Lagos State is able to scale, that everybody here is an employer of labor, which one way or the other contributes to our mission 50-50 target, encouraging 50,000 new job opportunities, and at the same time reducing the Lagos State carbon footprint by 50%. The SA expect this, the Lagos State government expect this, and that is why we are putting this together. We have put together a platform that is bespoke to circular business owners, not disrespecting other existing platforms. But this one is bespoke and unique to people who are actually doing the business, people who are actually making a living out of this. And ladies and gentlemen, I know you may have forgotten my name, but you would like to be reminded that my name is Oresanya Zakaria Oluwapelumi, popularly known or called as Zakulus, the project officer, the Office of the Special Advisor to the Governor on Climate Change and Circular Economy, and the officiating personnel for this Economy Business Network. I would like to tell you thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Mr. Zakulus. A big round of applause for you. That was such an eye-opener. I hope we're on the same page, everybody, right? That was so insightful. Like, different angle that this platform is bringing to us. Mr. Zachariah just broke it down to us, like, directly. So basically, this platform is for you. Take the whole advantage this platform is bringing to you guys. Like, don't go and be
yes, you got the message.
Don't go and be sitting back that, okay, what is this group of? I can't talk. Make sure you are talking. Make sure you're asking questions. And don't even think this space is for like big businesses. It's for both small, big, medium, any size of businesses it is. It is for you. So make it to your own advantage. And if you are thinking, oh, what geographical area should I start from? Mr. Zachariah already broke it down in his presentation that be very specific about the geographical area you are starting from, be it Ikeja, be it you're doing it on the island, do it. And make sure you're asking questions. As we already know what the special advisor man, Mrs. Titilayo's dream is to create this opportunity and also to scale your business. Not just, creating jobs for people or anything. We should also be able to eradicate poverty and also scale this your business to like higher ground. Thank you very much, Mr. Zachariah, once again. Before we go further, guys, I want you people to take note of something. Some of you are having your name showing as Yemi Bakari. I would like you people to please change that from your end. Let it display as your brand name, please. I hope that is passed clearly. If you are a victim of that, please. So make your name, the Yemi Bakari name, to your own brand name, please. Let's take note of that and work on it. And also, we are going to be having a survey that I'm going to be dropping on our group chat. So please, let's make sure to fill this survey. It as regards this induction program. So I'm going to be dropping the survey link to us, and you people should like work on it, because it's all this feedback, like Mr. Zachariah said, that we need, that is going to help us on this platform. So, okay, I'm going to drop the link on the group chat so that we will not have to be going everywhere and anywhere. Is that clear, please?
Yeah.
Is that clear?
Yes,
Thank you
yes.
very
Yes,
much.
Tifa
Yes,
is clear.
Finma.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so while I drop that on the group
You can go
Zoom
ahead, but
meeting,
Mr. Zakaria made a point.
um,
Mrs. Boluwatife,
I'm listening. I'm listening.
Mr. Zakaria made a last point about our expectations, which was not on the slide. But during when he was
Okay,
talking, the audio was lost. Can you please
okay,
repeat that last expectation that is not on the slide, please?
okay. Mr. Wasiu, for that, sir, just I said it earlier. Take note of every single question. Please, just like jot that question down. Hold up to that idea. Jot it down somewhere. In the long run, there'll be a time for the question and answer. Just put it down so that that will not escape your mind. Thank you very much, sir. So what we have next is going to be speech from Dr. Bankole Oloruntoba. Is going to be telling us, discussing with us how we're going to scale these our evergreen businesses, the challenges that come with it, and the opportunities that are made available. I hope you're ready to, inhale, have a taste, have a draw from this well. So please, guys, let's be very open-minded. So Mr. Bankole Oloruntoba is the team lead, is the team lead for is the team lead of the Nigerian Climate Innovation Center, and he will be here to share with us how we can scale our businesses, the challenges that come with it. Mr. Bankole Oloruntoba, I hope you're with us here, sir.
Yes, I am. And I'm wondering why
Okay,
my
thank
name is
you.
showing Yemi Bakari. So I'm trying to sort that out. Hello, everybody. Good morning.
Oh, good morning, sir.
Go ahead.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning. Okay. Good morning, everyone. And thank you for having me. First disclaimer, my name is not Yemi Bakari. I don't know why this is showing Yemi Bakari on my screen. I guess everybody is showing Yemi Bakari. My name is Bankole Oloruntoba, and I lead the team at the Nigeria Climate Innovation Center. And it's quite a pleasure to be here today. And Titi said, that you cannot wiggle out of this one. So there was no way I could have wiggled my way out of this one. But thank you very much for reminding me, Essay. I'm very excited to have listened in on a little bit part of what the conversations have been on. And my work in trying to build a functional or a sustainable green economy in Nigeria has made me to understand that the circular economy market is one of the hugest, if there's a word like that, and the biggest, if not the most lucrative green economy sector that we can have in Nigeria. And because there is so much emphasis on power and power generation, which there's nothing wrong with that. Power, again, enables any kind of circular economy program that we want to do. But then in circular economy itself, there's also the role of power generation. So you see, for those of you who are, basically coming into circular economy now, or who have been, trying your hands in one way or the other around circular economy, it's a different entire ecosystem, right? That every single sector has got a circular economy potential. And that gives you a wide range of opportunity of where to latch your hands on. When we spoke, with the office of the, of the essay on climate change and circular economy, it was very obvious that we needed to be deliberate about, the kinds of sectors that we need to stimulate at this wonderful time than to put our hands in all the pies. And one of the biggest challenges that we've seen, or rather that I've seen at the course of my work, is that there's a problem within the circular economy market, which I think that can be changed. And that problem within the circular economy market is not that there are no businesses, or it's not that there are no opportunities, but I think it's more of the understanding and the mindset of how to run a circular economy business. Everywhere, many of us who have traveled are very quick to quote, oh, if you go to this country, you go to that country, you go to this country, you go to that country. But if you care to understand, right, that first of all, a circular economy business is a business. Circular economy is a context. But first things first, it is a business. So if you want to go into business, then you need to be certainly clear about the steps and the kind of things you would like to do within that sector. So first of all is understanding that sector itself, and which you cannot completely understand it except you get your hands into it. And in understanding the sector, you also have to pick which subsector you like to work in. So circular economy, like I said, cuts across all. And I think from what I read from Zachariah, you can see that the lists are almost endless. I don't know if there is circular economy for humans, but in every sector that you can find, there is, human waste is also turned into biogas anyway. So yes, I think there's a circularity around humans. So you see that circularity actually works everywhere. But you first have to ask yourself, why are you in this sector? What do you really want to achieve? If you want to go with the fad or with the trend where everybody says circularity is cool, without you understanding the business, then frustration is waiting for you at the door. Because you might think you're the next best thing after sliced bread, but then somebody else might just not give a bloody hoot because they might want to think of you first as a business. And so you need to quietly sit down and ask yourself that the journey is really very far. And in trying to create that big impact that you dream of, then you need to be able to count your little steps. Out of a very big picture are tiny multiple pixels, right? Out of an abundance of water droplets, you can carve a hole in a stone or in a rock. It takes consistency and it takes understanding for you to know that as long as I continue to play within this space and I continue to learn more around either my technology, my finance model, and my market, then I have a potential of making something tangible out of this business. Now, circular economy is beyond plastic. Plastic is a low-hanging fruit because we can see it everywhere. But then there's a huge metal waste in Nigeria. There's a huge metal waste in Lagos, right? There's a huge wood chippings waste in Lagos, sawdust and all those different things. Lagos is a production economy. And so as long as there's manufacturing happening, there's bound to be waste also being created somewhere along that sector. Also, but then this is where we also have another gap, data. Not many people have first-hand information about the different sectors they want to get in. So most times we all rely on word of mouth or advices or counseling from different groups of people who have been there before us. Now, that somebody has been there before you does not mean that they understand the whole economy as it is. When you start your own journey, there's every possibility that you might crack a different business model from any other business model that everybody else has been to. Now, this is one thing I've noticed within the plastic sector. Everybody wants to peak, everybody wants to bail, and everybody wants to export, or everybody wants to sell. Could there be something a bit different? Could there be a model that is a bit different from what is currently going on? How do you ensure consistent collection? How do you provide warehouse services? How do you create opportunities for logistics, which again, logistics is a very huge gap. How do small collectors come together to form a big block? Because again, other collectors have been used to individualism. Now, in the SME world, individualism kills faster than because you are all fishing from the same pool and everybody is trying to outsmart or outweigh everybody. It's all part of competition, we know. But could there be a different business model? And that is where I need you to be able to think a little bit while you're within this network. In trying to build a business, you have to speak to people. Businesses don't build themselves. Ventures or organizations don't build themselves. People build ventures and organizations. So you getting into this network what exactly do you want to do within this network? Do you want to help other circular economy businesses? Do you want to provide accounting services for other, circular economy businesses? Do you want to provide PR? Do you want to provide logistics? Do you want to provide, capacity building? Do you want to, provide equipment manufacturing within this sector? Or do you want to provide servicing? Because if everybody wants to be a picker, if everybody wants to be an aggregator, then who services the aggregators when they have a problem? So getting into this circular economy, again, you shouldn't be myopic about the things you're doing within this economy. For Lagos State has come to understand that the circular economy in Lagos is a humongous sector. Over the past 5 years, when I know that a lot of organizations, either from the Dutch government or the US government or the British government have been, asking questions about circular economy in Nigeria. It will interest you to note that most circular economy programs ends and starts in Lagos. Almost every funder out there believes that if we can crack about 50% of Lagos State plastic waste, not metal, not wood, not construction, not fashion, but plastic, and this is PET plastic, not even all the other plastics. If we can crack 50% of it, that's about $250,000 or $250 million right there sitting at our laps. But this market can't achieve itself if there are no players who are doing differently beyond everybody who is picking, who is billing, and who is trying to sell. In every ecosystem, there are different service providers for different actors. There are people who are good in keeping your accounts because data is very important. There are people who are also going to help you. I mean, look at what Givo is doing, for instance. Givo helps you weigh, keeps your data, and also helps you understand how much you've been trading in the last how many weeks, months, and co. That is data. And that's the only way you can tell anyone of how you are moving and how you're succeeding. That's the only way you can get an expert community to also listen to you. If you don't keep data in your business, then the possibility of growth is going to be minimal. So again, you become one of those very successful people who really cannot identify what the information around their business is. And you don't want to be that because there's to a limit your success can get. And so there's a very important reason why many times financiers will ask for data. Even impact investors or funders will ask for data. Governments will ask for data. Different groups of people will ask for data at every given point in time for the fact that you want to scale your business. So while you're getting into this network, promise yourself and promise every one of us that we are here together that your quest on gathering data will be among one of the top priority things you need to do to be able to become useful, relevant, or growth worthy within this sector. So from day one, how many businesses do you know exist in Lagos? If you're into plastic, what type of plastic are you into? What are the different arrays of plastic that you can find? If you're into coconut shells, which is also recycling, or agric or food, what type of food waste do you have and what can it do? Apart from what do you call this fertilizer thing? Compost. Apart from compost, what else do we see food waste generating? Biogas is there. Biogas is there, Do we look at how we manage municipal solid waste at this moment? Can it be turned into gas? Can we redesign our houses differently? Are you that person who can review many of the equipment that are being used within the Nigerian circular economy market and then put up a challenge upon yourself to be able to redesign and also make it easy? Like, for instance, billing machines in Nigeria, all of our billing machines are bought from China. Most, rather, I would say, about 90% or so. Now, there are others that are being produced in Nigeria, but the Nigerian ones, as I learned, always suffer from hydraulics challenges or problems after a while. And that becomes another sinking hole for your resources. Now, are you that mechanical person who understands hydraulics very well, and you can work with other researchers to be able to develop a different kind of system that makes, judging by our heat judging by our terrain, our lack of energy or power, and all those different things. Do you have a different model of how you think baling should be done? This will be a major contribution to circular economy. So, I mean, the slides you've read, these are very, 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 knowledge compact slides. But for us here, for me, I think it would be better if we have a conversation. And part of that conversation also is to constantly help you see the different scenarios around this circular economy, right? And I love the way it's being called, the economy business network, right? And so the economy, which is a very cheesy word there, it's the bane of part of our human existence, because again, we have to produce waste at every given point in time. Now, if you look at the part of energy in cooking stove, for instance, in clean cooking, there's something we call briquettes, right? Briquettes are made out of waste. The essence why clean cooking stoves are called clean cooking stove is because they use briquettes. They are not using charcoal. You can equally put charcoal in there or wood or something, then it doesn't make it clean anymore. But the fact that you are using briquettes, which is made out of waste, it could be animal waste, rice husk, corn cobs, human waste also, as the case may be. And this can become an alternative resource. And then it's a lot cheaper than charcoal and kerosene as well. And it burns longer. But why are we not using it? It is not because people are not interested. It's because somebody is not pushing. Somebody is not selling. Somebody is not taking it upon themselves to produce mass and push for more people to buy. Now, where's your market, you might think? The person frying akara is your market. The person cooking outside is your market. The yam roasting guys, the booker people, anyone who is out there who is cooking something on Adugon or any other thing that they're cooking on, that's your market. Now, briquettes don't just come in tiny little, finger-like, positions. Some come as long as, sort of like firewood sizes, right? There are bigger machines that produce on a larger scale. Now, you might be this alone can be helping you solve quite another level of waste challenge that we have, within Lagos or within Nigeria, as the case may be. And if you research a little bit, for those who are worried about the smell on food, it doesn't. And so that is a total new market entirely from you trying to think it's only plastic you should be collecting. You look for this type of waste, you turn it into briquettes, you sell to people at the bottom of the pyramid who are grappling and who are using firewood and charcoal to cook because it seems easier than kerosene. Now, another flip side to what you're doing is that you're saving a whole lot of women from respiratory issues. You're saving a whole lot of children also from respiratory issues. It's not just somebody is buying cigar every day that the person will have chest pain. Cooking also leads to it because, again, many of the women who cook always have one child or the other around them, and they always cook from an enclosed space. And if you check it, firewood, smoke everywhere, fills up the whole place, right? But with briquettes, it becomes less. So that's briquettes on one side. And now you think of, the part of fashion itself. Fashion has got its waste as well. It's a huge market. Lagos is a fashion economy. It's a fashion city, right? From Okrika to high-end, name it all. All these things are there. And then there's this fast-raced, sort of like fast food type of fashion, which are the ones you find from Pep, all this Pep and what do you call them now? Mr. Price, all these $1 £1 1,000 naira, 2,000 naira shirts you buy from ShopRite and Co. These things don't stay long, but they constitute high waste because you wear the t-shirt a while, after a few weeks or so, probably not out of shape, and then you have to discard it and look for another one. That's another waste entirely. What sort of position or what sort of opportunities do we have within fashion waste? I mean, if you look at what is happening in Lagos, from Yaba to where else do they sell fashion? Do they sell clothes again? Isaleko and Co. All those areas, plenty fashion waste is happening somewhere around there, right? So what do we do? How do we create an opportunity, to give, fashion material, polyester, name them nylon and co. How do we give them a different life afterwards? What other outcome do we get out of it? What I'm trying to do here is to help you see that if you take a little bit of effort to try and think beyond the existing models of circular businesses, then you have the potential of opening up a whole new opportunity for a whole new market, because there's no way you can raise funds if you don't show that you're doing something different. And also you don't show the kind of data that you have. Don't forget data. Data still lies at the bottom as the foundation of any kind of skills that we want to do. For us at the OCCE, for us to even scale this whole economy, we still need data to be sure who is playing within this space. It's very important. We need to understand what sort of funds are available for this kind of space. Any business you speak to will tell you that number one challenge is money. I'm not doubting it. I mean, even Dangote will tell you that he still needs more money, to be able to do something, right? So we're not doubting. We're not saying that it's wrong. We're not in that school of thought that say everybody says money, 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 but you can do something different. Look, money is important. But if we now think back to say, how do we get this money? Instead of screaming that we need money every day, how do we get this money? What are the steps? Everything has got a process. Every industry, everything has got a process. How do you get money? It's not by being an antagonist or an activist that helps you raise money, which brings me to that issue of mindset. In the circular economy of Lagos, we are too NGO thinking. We have too much NGO, grant thinking. And gaskiya, let me speak small house idea. Gaskiya grants will not take us anywhere, because there are too many NGOs asking for grants left, right, and center. You can be a social enterprise, you can do business, and at the same time still look for impact funds apart from grants. You can look at mixed finance models. For you to really able to grow, there's to a limit grants can get you. A limit grant can get you. Even if you do a program that leads you do like a say 10,000 ton capacity collection center in Lagos, you can't do this with grants alone. Grants can never build that for you. You have to do it in partnership with commercial funds. You have to do it in partnership with government. And that's where blended finance come into place. One of the biggest dreams that I hope will happen in Lagos, and I hope that somewhere within all these free zones we can get it done, will be to have a circular economy free zone. And to build a circular economy free zone, like a park where circular economy activities happen for plastics, for metal, for wood, for fashion, and name it all. Grant is not going to help us do it. It's going to be high-level blended finance model with a lot of guarantee at the back. So for many of you who dream to become big industrial companies around circular economy, you have a chance. And so again, that issue of mindset to think small around circularity, for us not to think of how to progress further than to stay at a particular small stage. Who says you can't do business outside Lagos and still domicile your industry in Lagos because of all the different benefits you get for doing business and creating jobs in Lagos? Other people will need stuff from you. And whether you like it or not, Lagos still continues to be that epicenter where everybody believes you can get some of the best things in Nigeria. And so there's a need for us to really reshape that thinking that we have around the kind of business we want to run. And we should not be too grant-centric. Rather, we should think a bit more commercial. And if you think commercial, you can equally have access to grants. So you need to have like a co-pay enterprises type of mindset, right? Because look, I've dealt within the startup world, every kind of venture development program that you can think of. The truth still remains that it's not by how sweet of an English you can speak. It's not by how cool, by wearing hoodie or jeans that you can be. But it's largely about how you can service your customers, get more customers, make money, and stay in business. It's about you doing business. And to do business, you need to know the basics, meaning that you need to understand the economics of your business, the Naira and Kobo side of your business. You have to constantly put your ear to the ground to get the information about the Naira and Kobo of your business. You need to speak to people consistently, looking for new ways, to achieve a whole new market entirely. You cannot run a business by being quiet or by sticking to one particular partner. And please don't expect Lagos State government to give you all the money you need. And I'm going to be clear about that, right? I know that the OCC is here. This is a Lagos State government, enabled program. But sometimes we need to, I don't work for government, right? But you need to cut some slack and raise money out there. Government can support you with institutional activities, like if there's a letter of no objection, if there's a letter of authority, if there's a referral, if there's something that can boost your application, or that can boost your ability to raise funds, then maybe you can look at government for that, so that government does not become the scapegoat for everybody's failure, right? We know that government is trying, but guess what? There are too many problems that the government is running beyond just circular economy. Health is there, security is there, with the people issues are also there. You have to constantly, for you who want to be in business, you need to think about why you are in that business. Are you here because you want government to say that you're in business? Or are you in business because you want to look cool? Or are you in business because you really want to make money or you want to do business, right? That's why till tomorrow, many startups will continue to fold, because after looking cool, you can now put your mouth where that money is. Because once you collect someone's money, you are no more the owner of your business. You have to be responsive, you have to be responsible, you have to be accountable, and you have to be transparent. And that really shows a lot. Some of the successful, I will say, in one way or the other, in quotes, circular economy businesses in Nigeria, check them. They have a very good, data collection process. Transparency is also cool. They have a good governance system. You can't chop every 1 naira that comes into your business. You can't. You can't chop every 1 naira that comes into your business. You need to have a perspective of how to make sure that you save, that you understand how much your business costs. That's why you're an entrepreneur. Nobody sends you to become an entrepreneur. Now you choose them. You want to be an entrepreneur. To be an entrepreneur, it's not it's a very lonely, it's a very lonely journey. Like, nobody truly sends you. Like, nobody sends you. You must just deliver, because you have to prove something. And many of those who have really shown that they can deliver always goes home with the prize, because once you start doing good, that's when everybody starts pursuing you with fun. Let me give you a short story, right? Power Stove came through the NCIC program. Power Stove was doing clean cooking stove, right? Make clean cooking stove out of old metal parts in Nigeria and all those different things, right? And then he produces briquettes also on the side. Now, Power Stove passed through this program. He was still scrapping. By the moment he got, grants, first grant funding, that made a whole lot of sense to him. By the time he got the second grant funding, he stopped following grants. And we asked him why. He said, once you collect grants, there's a way they want you to report the business. And then you might get too relaxed for free money that you are not on your toes. Now, this guy went on to Dragon's Den. Pitched on Dragon's Den. Prior to that, he raised additional money, equity-based. Pitched on Dragon's Den. He got market contracts. And then decided to start raising finance on his own. And then now he said, sir, I'm not even interested in any public related activity. I don't like to speak to anybody anywhere. I just want to focus on my business. There's too much to be done on this business. Now he's got multiple types of units and models and versions of that Power Stove. Small scale, mid scale, large scale. He produces briquettes on the side. He has opened his factory somewhere in Abuja, in Kuje. Many people think he's what do you call it? They think he's a snob, but really the guy just wants to focus on his business. That's exactly just what he wants. So he doesn't attend events. He doesn't even come for any speaking event. He just wants to sell. And he knows where his customers are. He knows the kind of people that he wants to reach out to, and he knows the kind of people that will invest in him or buy in his product. So he focuses and heads there. Now, Lagos is a commercial epicenter of Nigeria. Whatever we say sells in Lagos is likely going to sell anywhere else in Nigeria. Lagos has one of the biggest, circular economy conferences and exhibitions in Africa. But then, despite all that, there's still a huge gap between major circularity where we need you also to bring in that benefit, that understanding, that thought, right, about how do I contribute to the circular economy, and at the same time, how do I become a functional and a sustainable business? And then you should also try and understand that policies also affect. And so this is where your feedback comes in. When you help the Lagos State government with information and feedback, then Lagos State government can be able to take a better decision on how to, how to scale the economy where you're in, right? If you're playing in a different economy aside from plastic, what can you share about that economy? How can you help the OCCE, for instance, about that economy to know more? How do you leverage partnerships, right? How do big companies stay relevant? At the stage of your business, being compliant becomes a lot more important than even making profit, because if you're not compliant, you can lose a lot. But at this very early stage that you're in, it's very important also that compliance continues to be part of your growth strategy. And so while we're here, being inducted into a whole new network, let's continue to put up in our minds that this network can only support me as far as I also contribute. There is no way I can get the best out of this network if I also don't offer, my own contributions to this network. Now, your contribution is not your money. It's your time, your data, information, and also the ability to share knowledge around what you find within the different parts of the sector where you find yourself. At every given point in time, if there's something that needs to be shared, you can share. At every given point in time, you should be able to take extra steps to be able to ask for more from around your community members, or also share more around your community members. Now, remember that SMEs are too individualistic. If you are able to share, create a block, you have access to a bigger power than being alone, right? If you go as an army, if you go together as an army, there's more chance of you getting the kind of resources or the kind of finance that you need because you came as a cluster, than for every single one of you trying to collect money from the same source. Now, banks will hardly take us serious because we are still playing small. Banks will always take us serious. And this is the truth. If there are any bankers here, let's be real. Banks will always take us on serious because we are too individualistic and we don't think like a business. We think more around grants. So if we think like a business, if you're bold enough to want to have a huge warehouse, if you're bold enough to want to invest in logistics, if you're bold enough to say, I want to use boats or ferries to carry plastic from Ireland to Ikorodu. These are bold statements. Logistics doesn't have to be cars at every given point in time. Lagos has got waterways as well, right? Now we thank God for train. So as new models are coming in, we need to start thinking of new ways to improve this circular economy that we have going on for us, because that's proverbial $25 to $250 million that is said that 50% of plastic is possible. How do we activate it? How do we get a piece of it? And what exactly do we need to do to ensure that we are constantly in the game? And if you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, you can never get a different answer. And so, listen to the ones who have done before you, rethink the kind of things that you hear, test new things out, and don't be too egotistic to be able to make a U-turn when it looks like you're not doing well. I hope these few words of mine has been able to convince you and not to confuse you on why you should take circular economy serious and why you should take your business as a business. Thank you very much, and happy induction and welcome to the group.
Let's give a round of
Thank you
applause
very
to
much,
Mr.
sir.
Bankole. Thank you very much, sir.
It
Thank you
was
so much, sir. You're
indeed
welcome.
insightful.
Thank you very much, Mr.
Yes,
Bankole.
thank you,
Choke,
Mr.
you
Thank you.
Bankole.
choke, you choke.
This is
That was
wonderful.
that was a very
Impactful.
insightful moment
Ah,
with
exhilarating,
Mr.
educating.
Bankole. Very,
Okpo.
very educated. It's an eye opener. It's an eye
Thank you, Mr.
opener
Bankole.
to every one
Sir,
of
if
us.
you
Thank
meant to
you,
drop your
Mr.
contact,
Bankole.
please do.
It's very, very inspiring to have you come on to share this insight with us. We really very much appreciate you, sir. Thank you.
Mr. Bankole's contact, sir.
We are going to have time for question and answer. So if you have any question regarding Mr. Please can we mute our call? Thank you very much. If we have questions for Mr. Bankole, let's please do well to jot it down. There will be time for question and answer. We would also like to please kindly change your name from Yemi Bakari to your brand name, please. And let's have that.
How do we do that now?
You can go to your setting on the Zoom app, please.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Before we call in our next guest speaker, I want to teach you guys something new, because we are not a member, our family, and we should have, some few slogans, slang that when you hear a fellow member saying this, this one is part of the Echo Business Network. So are we ready for this new line? If we're ready, let me hear your feedback, please.
Yes,
Who is ready for the new line? Thank you.
We are ready, Bolu.
So the line is Echo Money, New Money. Did you people get that?
Wow.
Echo Money, New Money.
New money.
Yes, exactly. This is the new money in town. People just don't know about it yet. But we that were in this community, we believe this is the new money. Because in the next 30 years, in the next 20 years, you will just be surprised to see that everybody wants to be in the circular economy. So when you hear me say Echo Money, your response will be new money. So Echo Money,
new money,
new money,
Echo Money,
new money,
new money.
Thank you very much. I love you guys so much. So our next guest speaker is going to be Mrs. Toyin Great Adeniran. She is the private sector development advisor for the Sardine GIZ Lagos. So Mrs. Toyin Great, yes, from GIZ Lagos. Mrs. Toyin Great, I believe you're with us here, ma'am. So let us all welcome Mrs. Toyin Great. The floor is yours, ma'am. She's here to share our knowledge on what the Economy Business Network is about. Thank you very much, ma'am. You're welcome, ma'am.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everyone. Good morning. I feel like I'm in a class. I've been, so loaded. My head is already busting. Thank you for having me here this morning. Good morning, everyone, and happy Workers' Day following existing protocol. Congratulations to the Office of the Climate Change and Circular Economy. This is huge. This is great. This is going to, something that is going to be very great in Lagos State. And I believe that working together, we will serve, and respond to the needs of the businesses within the circular economy sector. Please permit me to stop my camera so that I can, please, can you share my my presentation?
Yes, ma'am, I'm on it.
Thank you. So I mean, Mr. Bankole Olontoba has spoken a lot about so many things. The SA2 has spoken a lot about, what the office has in stock. Honestly, I see great areas of alignment with what we're doing at the GIZ setting. We are in our fourth phase. Our new name now is Sustainable and Inclusive Economic Development for Decent Employment in Nigeria. Looking at the theme for this event, I'm also, believing that we're going to be promoting synergies and we're going to be building support for the ecosystem. Just to mention to you that we have 5 areas of focus in this new phase, which also aligns with most of the things that have been spoken about. One is entrepreneurship ecosystem. And so we're going to be looking at how this network can tap into the entrepreneurship ecosystem of what setting has to offer, tailor-made for what the needs are, especially when we recognize based on recommendations from the Office of OCCE that this is the peculiar needs or the peculiar gaps of MSMEs within the circular economy sector. So one of the areas of focus for us in this new phase is building the entrepreneurship ecosystem, and that will also involve curriculum around entrepreneurship development. What are the entrepreneurship needs and gaps that we can fill. Another area of focus for us is access to markets. And that is something that we're very big on. Looking at you can leave it on the first slide. I haven't moved. Yeah. So looking at access to market for circular economy businesses. So I mean, we're going to be we've been we've been charged, fired up by Mr. Lontoba. We're going to be looking at how we can help you expand your markets. Where are you selling to? Are you still trading at the local level, and do you want to go regional? Do you want to go intercontinental? And how GIZ can help you look for that market so that you can know where to increase your volume. Another area we're going to be looking at is access to finance. Access to finance. So I'm happy that the last speaker said not you depending on grants, and I think that is one of the things that I like. Our program doesn't give we don't give you grants, but we can link you. We can make you ready. We can package you and make you ready for investors that are ready to invest in you. I know when we were in the plastic recycling phase, in phase 3, just to say this is our phase 4, in phase 3, we had a group of businesses that we wanted to present to an investor for green funds. And one of the things that came up was that they were not ready. The businesses were not, they couldn't match up with the criteria, to assess those that investment. And it now fell on who would make them ready, who will package them, who would help them to put their paperwork and everything into place. And that is how. And honestly, from our side, because it was getting to the end of the phase, we couldn't invest in that. But I mean, that was how we lost that opportunity. So I mean, one of the things we're going to be looking at in this new phase is linking you up to investors, and some of that will depend on you packaging yourselves and putting your paperwork in place and having the right data to be able to say, when they say bring the what are your papers saying? What is your business model and everything? You can put the right information out there before the investor, and the investor will be pleased to invest. And the last one is the business environment, an enabling business environment for circular economy businesses. So we have that also in this new phase. Looking at BEE reforms, we started one with the Ministry of Environment to unveil the plastic policy for Lagos State. We're going to be going further, looking at other business environment reforms that can help your businesses to thrive, and of course, sustainable infrastructure. The last speaker has also mentioned logistics, which is also part of infrastructure. So those are some of the things we're looking at, and I just want to encourage you to see how your businesses can of course, tap into one of these 5 things that I have mentioned. And so for us at GIZ, of course, I'm now speaking to my first slide, looking at what the circular economy is. We've started in this sector. This is an interesting sector to us. This is a thriving sector. This is something that we want to continue to do with networks such as this. If you can go to the second slide, please, so that I can move a bit fast. I don't know how many minutes I have for this presentation, but I'll try as much as possible to pass on the right information. So of course, like I said, it was from, a collection of businesses when we had we had a forum where we called in, all the people within the plastic businesses. In fact, we called in people within the circular economy space to help us to decide whether we could go into the plastic sector or we could go into the poultry. And plastic came in tops for Lagos. And so, for other states, there were other sectors. There was the cassava value chain in Ogun, as well as in Ogun for cassava, as well as the ICT, the same thing for our Edo. But for Lagos, we had only one, and that was plastic. And we wanted to make the best out of it. And I will not speak to the innovation challenge, which I believe that some of you here, about the incubation phase that we also supported along with the Dutch and outreach, and then the policy support that we continue to provide, expanding more to other states and sectors. Next slide, please. So of course, in that we worked with associations, and I'm glad that Mr. Lontoba mentioned that the circular economy business can be individualistic. We don't want you to be individualistic, and so we're going to be working with clusters like this, businesses like this. Even though we worked through associations and cooperatives in the last phase, we want to continue to do that because we just don't want to. Of course, there's also the avenue to work with one-to-one businesses in this new phase. But more of our intervention will be working with a cluster of group of businesses where, where are the large number of businesses? What are they doing together? So I encourage also that in this network, you please be a part of the network, because if we want to do anything, we will come to this network to say, we need probably 100 businesses that are in this particular sector, and this is what we want to do for them. Maybe a tailor-made training, or a tailor-made linkage to a financial partner or something. So we're going to be coming or referring to this kind of large clusters like this of where the businesses are, to say that we want to work with you. We will not particularly come to you as an individual business, because we also we deal with numbers. Of course, we have stakeholders engagements. These were some of the support that we provided in the last phase. If you could move to the next 2 slides, let me see. Yeah, so, okay. The circular economy, the next slide. Okay, so this is, a bit of our lessons learned, which we're also taking, some of it into this new phase. Especially improved understanding in circular economic business models and entrepreneurship, skills is something that, we've taken into this new phase. And of course, increased network and new partners. I think that in this network, I've seen a lot of new partners that we want to go beyond plastic, because it's not only plastic. We've done quite, a bit of work in the plastic sector, and we want to go into other sectors. We want to go into fashion. Fashion is something that is really big on our plate in this new phase. The MSMEs in the fashion sector are people that I believe that we will be working with. Metals, we'll see to that. We'll see to that. But I think there's like you said, there's huge potentials in all the sectors. You just have to find where your niche is and what new or what can you carve, for yourself to make yourself different. If you go to the next slide, please. So textile, so we know that textile is one of the world polluters, but how can we also introduce, help them to transition into more circular economic, models that that do not hurt the nature, that do not hurt the environment. So those are some of the things that we'll be looking at in this new phase, supporting the garment sector, of course, and of course, looking around things around policy. Yeah. Next slide, please. So I've talked about how we want to continue to expand the work that we're doing in the secular space, access to markets and scale. I heard scale when the essay was making a opening remark. So we really also don't want you to be at the level that you are. We want you to come back to say that you from 10 employees, you now, you've employed 40 more people, or you've created, more, other businesses. We want you to scale, even in terms of where you take your market to. We want to help you to strengthen your entrepreneurship development, capacity. We want to help you to. We want to facilitate, provide those platforms. I know when we were working on plastic, we facilitated an equipment leasing platform where we invited, secular businesses, people within the plastic sector to come and engage with the organizations or the companies that were doing equipment leasing, because we understood also that equipment was one of the challenges, and getting the right equipment to work with. And we were shocked at that event to learn, for most of the Equipment Leasing Association of Nigeria, ELAN, to learn that they couldn't really identify with the plastic sector, because they were like, this sector, how do they, what kind of equipment would they now be able to help provide, for this kind of sector? It was something that was new to them, sort of. And so we encouraged, them to see the sector. And I think that as the circular business, models, the different sectors keep coming in, and we keep seeing that, different machineries are needed for the metal, the iron and other, the kind of things. We can begin to speak to them, or begin to, we can begin to look at forums where we will bring them together to see, what can be done to support those sectors. I've also talked about how to facilitate access. And so, of course, we will not give you grants. We will not encourage that, so that you don't, relax, like the last speaker said, but we'll do matchmaking events where you will come and you will be able to pitch. We'll also see how we can advise financial intermediaries on the adaptation and development of innovative products that are tailored towards, helping you to go greener and to transition better. We'll create access to market through business linkages. We actually have a sister program that is solely focused on digital transformation. And so we'll be looking at how we can also help you to digitalize most of your operations. Bottleneck logistics have been mentioned, export promotion. Those are some of the things that we're going to be also going to be expanding in this new phase, supporting MSMEs to use the right market channels. Where we have a department that is working on expanding the space for you to actually looking at the vehicle of what's it called now? Logistics right now. Yeah. So those are some of the things that we'll be looking at in this sector. Next slide, please. Oh, that's all. Okay. So yeah, if you could zero back to the slide before the thank you slide. So, I just want you to look at this slide very well, because like I said, we have 5 output indicators dealing with entrepreneurship development, looking at the entrepreneurship ecosystem, and developing tailor-made trainings that are solely focused on helping these businesses to grow. We also have an indicator dealing with access to market and scaling and innovation. So we're going to be looking at how your markets, how your business model is innovative, and what are the markets that we can help you to leverage. We're going to be looking at financial matchmaking platforms for you, and we're also going to be looking at the business enabling environment, so policies that will help your businesses to thrive, and looking at the partners who can also take those steps to ensure that you have the right enabling business environments for you to expand your businesses, and of course access to sustainable infrastructure. So that is how GIZ setting is going to be. And of course, we're going to be working with our other sister, okay, 1 minute, yeah. We're going to be working with our other sister programs within our Sustainable Economic Development Cluster, e.g., I know most of you may know SKY. I've had colleagues from SKY come to me to say, I mean, this is your secular business people. What can we do together with them? So please feel free to come up with ideas. Of course, going through this network. We don't want individual businesses to be coming, because it's going to be really, really a lot. If everybody keeps coming, I imagine that like almost 100 businesses are here, and imagine 100 businesses, everyone is coming. So please go through. We're going to be going through this network to say, what can we partner with SKY, our sister program, to do for the ecosystem of the businesses within this network. Thank you, everyone, for your time.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Toyin. A big round of applause to Mrs. Toyin. Thank you very much, ma'am. So
thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs.
Yes,
Toyin.
yes, please. So guys, can we mute? Thank you very much. Thank you so much for each and every one of us that has been, settled from the beginning of the induction program till this moment. I know this is the moment you've been waiting for, but before we further, I just want to give you people a little bit of tea. You know me, I always come with tea. From what Mrs. Toyin mentioned, she said you have a potential. Like, no matter the sector you are, be it fashion, secular business, be it meta secular business, whatever niche you guys have, Mrs. Toyin, she's one of your pluggers. So nobody should go and be dulling, right? We have to network, take advantage of all this opportunity. So I believe we all have our questions for those people that wanted to ask questions at the beginning of the program. So if you have questions, please, can I see your hand with like an emoji? It's time for question and answer. So if you have questions, please, can I see your hand? So I'm seeing Belevo Limited. I'm seeing Geochem. So please let me see your hand, and we are not taking more than 6 questions, please, because our time is fast spent. So the first 6 people are the people we are taking. We need one more person. So yes, that is it. We already have 6 hands up. So for others that will be having their question, you can put it on our WhatsApp platform. So Geochem, please, can you go first? We are all ears for your question, sir. And please let your question be specific, like let it direct to which of the speakers you want like the answers to come from. Thank you very much. You can go ahead, sir.
All right, thank you. I'm so excited, and I must say, for this opportunity, and interestingly, it's opening up a further window of opportunities to every one of us on this call, and hopefully more that will join us in the future. My questions are, one, is it possible for this network to assist us when it comes to capacity building? I'm sure your answer will be yes to that. But of course, capacity building in connection with, for example, experts in the relevant field or fields. That's my first question. The second question has to do with partnerships. Is it possible that assist us with access to
Sorry
partnerships.
to interject, sir. Sorry to interject, sir. We can't have more than 2 questions from one person, please. Just 2 questions at most. Thank
All right.
you.
So do I take the second question?
Yes, just the 2 questions, please, sir.
All right. So all right. The second question has to do partnership, access to partnership, and assistance in assessing potential partners. Thank you.
Sir, your question, who is it directing to? We had 3 speakers here. So I mentioned earlier, I want the question to be very specific.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess both of them can respond to these questions based on their wealth of experience and exposure in this field.
So, Mrs. Tony, Mr. Bankole, would any of you like to share a light to Mr. Gio Kem's question?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Geokem. So in response to capacity building, like I've said, yeah, I think that falls under the entrepreneurship training ecosystem that we have in this new phase. But of course, it's going to be tailored, and it's going to be something that we will know that if MSMEs get this training, it will actually have a 100% return on investment, for their businesses, and we will have to be able to measure that. So yes, like I also said, as we start off, or as we progress, once there are platforms or outreach events that we know definitely that you can benefit from, we will send such invitations to the network, to invite businesses within the sector to attend such events. So those are the kinds of support that GIZ can provide. Yes.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Before the next person to ask question, I want it to just be one more question from each people. We have 5 more people, and how it's going to go is every one of you are going to ask your one question, and let it be specific. Let it be to a direct speaker or whoever you want to get your answers from. So just one question each people, and all of you are going to ask your questions simultaneously. So Belleville Limited is going first, then Abebi Ire Limited is going first, second, then CFA Recycling will go third, Oreolua will go fourth, and Wasiu Oyedepo is going as the 5th person. So please, did we get that? 5 of you. Hello? Did we get that arrangement?
Yes,
I did.
yes.
I did.
So Belleville, please go first. Just one question, please, and let it be direct. Then Abebi, then follow that with Wasiu. Thank you very much. Belle, over to you.
Hello, good morning. My question is for you, Boluwatife. I'm not on the group chat, and I wanted to find out how I could join.
Okay, concerning that, you can send me a direct message through the Zoom chat with your number. I'm going to add it to the group chat. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Hello, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Go ahead with your question, ma'am.
We can hear you.
My question is, I just started something in Ekpe 2 weeks ago on recycling, but in a different mode. I'm asking, and I don't know, as a member of the network, how do you, partner with others, especially those in the IRA and the OCCE, to a kind of do a proper flag up of your business or your program kind of? Do we go through the WhatsApp network, or do we need to visit an office, or is there a department that won't go through to get that done? Thank you.
Okay, let me take that, thank you very much, ma'am. Yeah, so if you want to partner with the OCC, for example, which we are open to, you can send us an email stating these concerns, and then we can we are definitely going to respond to you on when and where we'll have that meeting. But if you want to partner with other people, other businesses, which is one of the reasons why we have this platform on, you can simply do that, reach out to them. It's an open platform for anybody. Just reach out to them. You can drop the ideas. You may decide to do it personally. You may decide to, throw it into the platform as for people to, look at it and see if they want to work with you. I mean, it's a collaborative team. So I guess that answers your question. But if you want to work with us directly, if you feel there are some things we can do together, yes, you can send us an email and we're going to respond promptly. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, thank you very much. I really appreciate this.
You're most welcome.
Ayobami, you can ask your question now, please. Ayobami Kafaru.
Abayomi, not Ayobami, Abayomi.
My apologies, sir. Abayomi Kafaru, you can ask the question.
That's why I had the interest, because that's all right. Thank you very much. So my question is related to the essay on the OCCE, and this is as regards a different kind of industry that has a lot of waste. So I'm in the automotive service industry that has multiple kinds of waste in an unregulated sector, and I've met with a couple of people, and the question is all about a policy, because there's too much waste there to overlook. There's really nothing anybody can do without data and aggregation to be able to ascertain the amount of waste. So my question is, how can the OCCE support with identifying this the potential in that industry, and then looking at the different ministries that can put those regulations in place to actually make it a possibility to have a circular economy within that industry space? So that's my question.
Okay, I'll take that to Mr.
Abayomi. No, let me just quickly take that. But in the meantime, do we want to just take all of the questions so that we can, optimize our time as much as possible? So I've taken a note of what Mr. Abayomi Kafaru has said. I will attempt to answer that question. Do we still have the other people who want to ask their questions, and who are they directing it to? So we know that we're just going to, roll out with answers. So
okay, ma'am.
Yeah, let's quickly have the other ones, please, so that we can
CFA recycling. CFA recycling, please go ahead with your question. Then after Orelu Ajayi, you ask your question. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Bolu. Good day, everyone. All protocol duly observed. My name is Azan Taiwo for TFA Recycling, whereby I upcycle and recycle tires, vehicle tires waste. So what I want to ask directly to Mr. Bankole and Mr. what's it called? So the area at which he mentioned that we should is preparing the ecosystem for being, maybe a training sort of to get them ready for investors likes. So when are they doing that? If they have started, so when is the next one? Then how are they going to communicate that to us? Then as well in the area of government partnering our product, some of us have started one way or the other, while some of us really want to scale it up. So how do we kind of liaise with government in buying our product? Because one thing about this thing is that if government decide to be buying most of our product, it will set a pace for all our markets. So it's like kind of a PR to ecosystem that that government really want to boost. So we do chairs and office chairs, tables, and the likes. So the government can be picking some of those products and other products that are really eating the market one way or the other. It really go a long way. That's my own. Thank you.
So that question is directed to Bankole Oloruntoba, is that correct?
Yes, and to you, ma, the one that regard to government picking our products.
Right. Okay.
Like
Next
support.
question, please.
Oreoluwa, please.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Best regards to OCC for carrying out this opportunity and engaging every one of us. My name is Oreoluwa Ajayi. I'm an advocate for urban green spaces. So my question, or probably a remark, is this: we all know circular economy was birthed out of climate action. So my remark is, how do we empower